IELTS, PT, OET, CELPIP, Duolingo. So these are various proficiency exams, but out of all these, Duolingo is the easiest. So let's learn what are the differences between Duolingo and IELTS, which is the most popular proficiency exam. Hello everyone, my name is Ramandeep Kapoor and I am your English mentor, and I have helped thousands of students to clear their proficiency exams. And I can help you also. Just follow my page and keep watching my videos to get the informative content. So let's start that what is the difference between IELTS and Duolingo. Let's start. The first is that these two are the popular language assessment methods, and these are used by students to get admission into a foreign university. But there are some differences and some similarities. So we'll discuss this with the help of this table. Now, first talk about who is the conducting body. For Duolingo, Duolingo Incorporation is the conducting body, and for IELTS, British Council and IDP IELTS. These two are the bodies that conduct the IELTS exam. Talking about the purpose is almost the same, that it not only helps the users to learn a language, but is also valid for taking admission into foreign universities. And similar for the IELTS, this is also a language ability test and used by non-native speakers to get admission into an English-speaking country. Talking about the format, this is the major difference between these two exams. Duolingo is completely computer-based exam, whereas IELTS is both paper-based and computer-delivered. Talking about the structure, this exam is an adaptive exam plus a video interview section. So there are two sections. We'll talk about this in detail later. And talking about the IELTS, the 4 modules, that is listening, reading, writing and speaking, they are individually assessed in this exam. Talking about the duration, Duolingo is completed in almost 60 minutes, whereas IELTS take about 2 hours and 45 minutes to complete. Scoring system is also different. The Duolingo exam, the scores are between 10 and 160, whereas the IELTS is scored from the range of 0 bands to 9 bands. So we will also discuss how the IELTS scores are mapped to the Duolingo later in this video, so keep watching. The fees is also very nominal. Duolingo takes $49 to give the exam, whereas the IELTS fees vary throughout the world. So it ranges from $200 to $350 depending on the country and depending on the exam, because there in some countries the academic and the general exam, the fees is different. And talking about the validity, the results of these two exams are valid for 2 years each. Difficulty level, that is where the main difference is, that Duolingo is considered to be quite easier as compared to the IELTS exam because of its structure, which we'll also discuss later on. And the result declaration, the result is also very prompt. You get the results within 48 hours. And whereas for the IELTS, if we'll talk about the paper-based exam, the result is available in 13 days. Whereas for the computer-delivered exam, the result is available between 3 to 4 days. Let's talk about the main thing, which is the format, that how these two exams are different. Talking about the Duolingo, there are 2 sections which I've already mentioned earlier, adaptive section and the video interview section. So the first is the adaptive section. It means this consists of multiple choice questions that adjust difficulty based on the user's ability level. So according to your level, the test will change. So that is why it is called an adaptive test. And the second is the video interview section, which requires the candidates to record the short video responses to prompt questions in the exam. So this video section is normally sent to the universities as your introduction while you're applying for the degree programs or while you're applying for higher education in the universities. So this will give you an introduction about you. So this section is sent to the universities. Now let's talk about that how much time is devoted to each section. So main is the adaptive section, where you will get multiple choice questions based on the grammar, vocab and reading comprehensions. But these all questions will also focus on your 4 skills, that is your reading, listening, writing and speaking. So I will show you the result sheet where I will show you that how these 4 modules are divided in this exam. and it takes about 45 minutes to complete your adaptive section, whereas the video interview section is very short, so almost 10 minutes is devoted to your video interview section. So talking about the IELTS format, it has two versions, academic and general. So the first is the academic version. So the students who want to apply for study permits and study visas, they go in for the academic version, and general training version is for those who want to apply for a work permit or for immigration purposes. Now what is covered in these two type of exams? So all the 4 modules are being tested, which is your listening, reading, writing and speaking. So the listening exam will have 4 sections and each with 10 questions, and the candidate will have to listen to 4 recordings and answer the questions accordingly. So there will be a separate exam for listening, separate for reading, writing and speaking. And normally in the paper-based exam, listening, reading and writing are conducted on the same day in some countries, and speaking is conducted on a separate day. Whereas in the computer delivered exam, based on the location, sometimes all the 4 sections are taken on the same day. And talking about the reading, again there will be 3 sections with a variety of questions, and normally 14 question types are being covered in the reading section. And the candidate will read 3 passages and answer the corresponding questions. Next you have the writing section, which have 2 tasks, and you have to write an essay of 250 words, and again the task 1, which is different in both the academic and the GT version, it will have a word length of 150 words. And if we'll see the listening, reading and writing, these sections are quite heavy as compared to a Duolingo exam. So that is why the students find clearing Duolingo easy as compared to the IELTS one. And last is the speaking, which is a one-to-one interview, and it can be conducted one-to-one in some countries, whereas via a Zoom session also it can be conducted. So it depends on your location and availability. Now the most important thing, that is that how the marks are being mapped between these 2 exams. So this is the table which shows the equivalency or the mapping from one exam to the next. So it will talk about the IELTS exam. So for being an expert user, you need an 8.5 to 9, and in the Duolingo correspondingly you need 160 scores. Most of the countries and most of the colleges and universities require 6.5 and above. So it means it is considered a competent user, and to be able to apply on the basis of Duolingo, you require a score of 120 and above. So that is considered a good score if you want to apply in the universities and countries worldwide. Now one question that is normally in the minds of students is that whether it is applicable, and if it is applicable, in which countries and which universities are they applicable. So these are the countries. It is accepted in Canada, USA, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Qatar, Thailand and many other countries. So these are the main countries where the students want to apply, and in selected universities this exam is accepted. So you need to check that whether this exam, Duolingo exam, is accepted in the university or the college in which you are applying. This is how the result sheet looks like, and there are 4 marking criteria on the 4 ways in which your assessment is being done. The first is a literacy one, where your reading and writing ability is being judged. In the conversation part, your listening and speaking is being judged. In your comprehension, your reading and listening again. And in the production section, your writing and speaking. So again, your 4 modules, that is reading, listening, writing and speaking, are being judged, but the judging criteria or the assessment criteria is different, and the overall of all, that is the score, is generated here. That is, this candidate has gained the score of 120, which is a good score to apply. So that is how your result sheet will look like. So let's see what are the benefits of the Duolingo English exam. The benefits are, first of all, it is a completely online test. You can give this exam anywhere, even sitting in your own house. Second, it is accepted by more than 3,000 universities worldwide. So it's an easier exam, so you can consider this exam too. Third, compared to other assessments like TOEFL and IELTS, this exam is quite affordable. So fees is quite less, and it's a shorter test with an easier framework. So the structure and format, as we have discussed, it's quite easier, and you also get the results within 48 hours. Now there must be one question in your mind, that if I'm able to give my exam sitting in my own house or sitting in my own room, what are the requirements that will be accepted? So the requirements are, there are no particular age or educational qualification or location requirement. So other factors which need to be fulfilled are, you need a room that has enough light and no disturbance, a computer system or a laptop with an internet connection and a good speed, passport, that is your ID proof, and a computer system or a laptop with a front facing camera, microphones and speakers. So this is all what you require if you need to give an Duolingo exam. There's one condition, is that if you are under the age of 13, then you need the approval of your parents. Otherwise, there is no. List of the universities who recognize Duolingo is in the description. Subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching and all the best.